The 4th of June, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
All right. Well,
Hey, Phil.
morning,
Hello, how you
Phil.
doing? Good morning. How we doing?
Okay.
Morning, Phil.
Good morning.
Let's see here. Where did we get up to? Um, yeah. Yeah, we're in the middle of this now. Further in. What do we read from? We were doing the Reb Zera Rami. Nisan Basraisa. Brisa. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, because we said that the Mishnah says, oh, if the get was found, it wasn't found right away after it was lost, so then it's no good. It's puzzle. But the Brisa doesn't say like that. The Brisa says as long as the husband admits that he wrote a get to his wife, we give it back. We give it back. Yaksir le'isha. We give it back to the isha. Only in the event that the Baal does not admit that he ever gave such a document to his wife, then we don't give it back. So the two sources contradict one another. First source says we're very concerned, and the second source says we're less concerned, not the same level. So how do we resolve that? We answered one answer. Mishani kan b'mokom shasharis mitzuyos, kan b'mokom she'ein yasharis mitzuyos. All depends on the availability of transportation to be able to get over to that place where we say the get was lost. And then we said Ikeda Amre. Oh, we're in the middle, right in the middle of the Ikeda Amres, I guess. So let's go we'll read from there. Which Ikeda Amre should we read from? Let's start from the first one. Ikeda Amre. Where's the first Ikeda Amre? You see the first Ikeda Amre?
I see one that says Ikeda Amre Vehu Shehuch Zaku.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on 18b2, left-hand side. 1, 2, 3, third paragraph. The Gemora offers.
Excuse me.
Okay, Lou, you want to start off the reading?
Okay, there are those who say that Reb Zera holds V'hu shehuch zaku delo nehadar. There are those who say that it is only where the existence of a second couple with the same names has been established that we do not return the bill of divorce. V'hayinu dirabah, and this is identical to the view of Rabbah, as we learned above. Ika de Amre. Okay, so that's the end of that Ika de Amre. Now we have another Ika de Amre. Are those who say that Reb Zera holds Af al Gav Delo Huch Zaku lo nihadar, that even if the existence of another couple with the same names has not been established, we do not return the bill of divorce found in an area where caravans are common. And this conflicts with Rabba's opinion of the upligi to Rabba, and this conflicts with Rabba's opinion.
Yeah, because Rabbi says both before we're going to be concerned, we have to have both Sharis Metzias as well as Huksika, Shnei Yosef ben Shimon.
Right.
And that's the highest level of concern, and that's where he says we have to be concerned. But if you don't have both requirements, so then we'll give it back, according to Rabbah. Okay, so there's the Machlokes. The two Ikadamres represent the two different views about whether Reb Zera, does he go so far as Rabbah in being lenient, let's say, or is he more concerned that to give it out if there's a concern? Okay, so we're still waiting for a Rashi. We're going to get to the Rashi in the next shtickle Gemora. B'Shleimo Rabbah. And we turn to Roy to continue the reading. Have the place, Roy?
Bro, you're muted.
Oh,
sorry. That better? Yeah, there's a note before that the ArtScroll gives. I should read that, I think. Rabba and Reb Zera both noted a contradiction between the Mishnah and Gittin cited above and another Tanaic ruling. Rabba on 18a cited our Mishnah as a contradiction to that Mishnah, whereas Reb Zera cited the Brisa quoted above. The Gemara analyzes why they chose different rulings to contrast with the Mishnah in Gittin. And we come to this then. Bishalomah, Rabba lo Omar Barav Zera. It is understandable that Rabba did not say as Reb Zera did, that is, posed a contradiction between the Mishnah and the Brisa. Mishnah sin aligma lay lahakashu yay, because a contradiction between the two Mishnahs is more compelling to him than a contradiction between a Mishnah and a Brisa.
Mishnah.
Eile Rabbi Zera may ta'ama la Omar Barabba. But why did Reb Zera not say as Rabba did? Why did he pose a contradiction from a Brisa when he could have noted a contradiction between two Mishnahs? And the Gemara goes on to explain Reb Zera's reasoning.
Okay. So we have some Rashi for Phil to read here. B'Shleimo Rabbah.
B'Shleimo Rabbah, that it is good according to Rabbah. Okay, the Amar that says, is that a nun, Shinui?
Shinuya. Yes.
Shinuya. That's a change. A change around my. That's something of being like a deceiver around my. Or a contradiction.
No, not here. The word it's from the word Rami.
We go after?
Like we said, Like we said, Reb Zera, Rami, Masnisin, Abraisa. He pitted one source against another source because they contradict one another.
Right. So I'm saying there is some sort of a contradiction of the two things. So there is, he's saying that there's a contradiction. The Mishnah between the Mishnah, the Gittin that's in Gittin, the Mishnah on the Zikin. He's saying there's a contradiction between two Mishnayos, one that appears in Gittin and one that appears in the Zikin. That's what Rab is saying. But then it says Lo Amar Reb Zera. He's not saying it like Reb Zera. Because Reb Zera, and that's the next Rashi there, is the Rama, his contradiction is the Mishnah and a Brisa, on a Mishnah and a Brisa.
Right. Right. So we understand Rabbah, why he didn't say like Reb Zera, because he dealt with a seeming stira between two Mishnayos. That's a stronger issue to have to resolve. So on him we understand, says the Gemora. We understand Rabbah, Bishlema Rabbah, but Reb Zera, why was Reb Zera? He was the one that said Rami Masnis in Brisa. Why did he choose to put a Mishnah against the Brisa? My time alo Amaka Rabbah. Why did he not say the way Rabbah said? Okay. Oh, so we still have another Rashi. Ali Malay Lakshuye.
That's part of this. I wasn't sure that's part of this. The Ali Malay.
That's explaining why Rabbah is good. Shlema Rabbah Shalo Amar Reb Zera. Why is he not like Reb Zera? Because Masnisan Alima Le Lakshuye.
His Mishnah is more, according to him, is more useful, more important. So, okay, so the Mishnah, according to him, the Akshia is more. The article is a little more compelling. It's more important. Mishum dehi ikar, because that's the main part of it. That's the ikar. That's the main part of it. The yesh tema, and there is that a surprisingness? Tema, you should say.
Tema, yeah, tema is it's
a surprise. That contradicts this. It said that this contradicts this. The tzrich, he needs to lachzor, to go back and sheyitashvu. No, and consider the elo that if in the brisa, in that brisa, yesh lomer, there is to say, Eina Iker, that the brisa is not the main part. Rabbi Lo and Rebbe Lo Shana, and Rabbi doesn't change. Rabbi Chiyav and Rabbi Chiyav, Rabbi Chiyav, Minye Lo is counted within it.
okay. So Rashi is explaining what the Gemora is saying over here, as he always does. What did the Gemora say? The Gemora said that Bishlema Rabbah is much more understandable to us. That he didn't say like Reb Zera said. Why? Because Masnis and Alima Le Lakshuye. It's a lima. It's Alim Ole. It was Olim to Rabbah to ask from a Mishnah onto another Mishnah. Alim, the literal meaning of Alim, is strong. It's a stronger question. It's a stronger question to ask on a Mishnah from another Mishnah. If you have two Mishnayos that contradict one another, that's a stronger difficulty that needs to be resolved. That's what Rashi says over here. That mishum dehi ikr, because the Mishnah, that's the main mainstream view is mentioned in the Mishnah, so it's Rashi says there's a tema if you have a contradiction between one Mishnah and another Mishnah, and therefore tzarich lachzor sheyashvenu sheyis yav shu. That needs to be attended to, and it needs to be resolved. There has to be a yishuv. There has to be a resolution of the fact that there's one Mishnah that seems to contradict another Mishnah. But when it comes to a Mishnah and a Brisa, so you have a Brisa that contradicts what it says in a Mishnah. Says Rashi, what do we say about that? Yesh lamar eino ikr. What we say is, perhaps the Brisa, it's not the main line din. It's not the main line halacha. So shkoyach that the Brisa doesn't agree to the Mishnah. The Mishnah is the ikr, and the Brisa is not. So it's almost like saying it's hardly even a contradiction that needs to be resolved. And then Rashi says, Rebbe lo shana. If Rebbe didn't teach it in the Mishnah, Reb Chia, who composed, I guess, the Brises, minayin lo, where would he know it from to say that that is in fact the main line halacha, the main line din? So a question from a Brisa onto a Mishnah is not a strong question, notes the Gemora. And who knows it any better than Reb Zera? Reb Zera knows this as well. So the Gemara is a bit astonished at Reb Zera. Why did Reb Zera learn not like Rabbah? And he asks his question from a Brisa onto a Mishnah. So now the Gemara is going to tell us why Reb Zera did that. Amalach. Lou, you want to continue?
Amar lach, Reb Zera would tell you, Mi ka tane ha amar tanu no snin. Does our Mishnah state explicitly that if the husband said, give the bill of divorce, they may give it to her? Vafilu Lizman Meruba, even if it was discovered a long time after its disappearance? No, that was merely an inference. Dilma ha amar tanu nosnin. Perhaps all the Mishnah meant to imply is that if the husband said, give the bill of divorce, they may give it to her under certain circumstances, but only if it was found immediately. I'm sorry. Ula olam kidikaima lan la'alter. Only if it was found immediately, as we established in the other Mishnah. Since our Mishnah does not clearly contradict the other Mishnah, Reb Zera presented the contradiction as between the Mishnah and the Brisa.
Okay. No Rashi yet. Okay, so again, Amallah, he'll say to you, Reb Zera, Mikotani, ha amotnu nosdin viafilu lizman meruba. It doesn't say explicitly in the Mishnah that you could give it even after a long period of time. So Dilma ha'amar tnu nosnin. This maybe this that it said in the Mishnah tnu nosnin means like we say in the other Mishnah. It means la'alter. It means if it was found right away, not after a long time. And so therefore, bottom line, Reb Zera did not see any big contradiction between the two the two Mishnayos. He didn't see any big contradiction. There was nothing to ask. So therefore, he asked from the Brisa to the Mishnah, where there's a clear contradiction. Okay, weiter in the Gemora. Back to Roy. The man de Omar, the Reb Zera.
The man de Omar, the Reb Zera, according to the one who said that Reb Zera holds b'makom shehashoyei ruth mitzvios, that a bill of divorce recovered in a place where the caravans are common should not be returned. Shnei Yosef ben Shimon what did I say? All right, so shouldn't, where a bill of divorce recovered in a place where the caravans are common should not be returned. Va'af al gav shalo huchozku shenei Yosef ben Shimon, even though it had not been established that there are two men named Yosef ben Shimon in the town mentioned in the bill of divorce. Ufalina de Rabbah, and that Reb Zera's opinion is in conflict with Rabbah's. What is it? What is at the root of the dispute? So the Gemara explains what Rabbah holds.
Okay. Still no Rashi. We'll go further in the Gemara. So the Gemara is now giving a explanation of what's the point of dispute between Rabbah and Reb Zera. This is very interesting. Lou, you want to read?
Sure. Rabbah Savar. Let's see. Wait a second. No. Rabbah holds Dikatane Ko Maaseh Beis Din. That when the Mishnah taught that if one finds any act of the court, Hare Ze Yachazir, he should return it. Did Ish tekach beves din askinan. It refers to a case where the document was discovered in the courthouse. Ubeis din ki makom shayarus mitzuyos. Now, the courthouse is like a place where caravans are common due to the constant arrival of litigants. Nevertheless, the Mishnah rules that the document should be returned without concern that it may belong to another person of the same name. We must therefore conclude that V'hu shehuchzaku lo yachazir. Only when the existence of others with the same name has been established is the finder not allowed to return the document. Lo huchzaku yachazir. But if their existence has not been established, he should return it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so this is so it's an interesting thing the Gemora is saying over here. Rabbah learned the Mishnah, our Mishnah that says Komaisa Bezdin Hareze Yaksir. Any act of the court, any document which records an act that the court did should be returned. What that means really is when it says Masa Bezdin, it means that Ishtokak Bezdin Askinen. It's talking about where it was found, the document was found right in the confines of the Bezdin itself. It wasn't found on the street somewhere in the shuk in the city. And so therefore what? A Bezdin is a place which is comparable to a city which has readily available transportation, and therefore people are constantly from all different places are milling around there. Even if there's not actually caravans that are common in that locale, nevertheless, since it's a bezdin, we could rest assured that there's people there from all over the place in that bezdin that are coming to do a din Torah in the bezdin, because they got no other place to do it. They got to go if they want to have a din Torah. They got to go to the bezdin, so they got to come. So everybody's coming over there. So there we have in the bezdin people from all over, and so therefore it's regarded as a place that has actual transportation that's readily found coming in there, because people find a way to get somewhere if they need to. And therefore, we can say that if it says in that case, Yatzir, to give it back, that means that so the din is only in the case where, in addition to that, there being, and it says give it back. So therefore, the only time where you would not be able to give it back is if you have not only ready transportation there, but you also have huksiku, that you've already established there's two couples that have exactly the same name. But otherwise, if you don't have the two couples that have the same name, it's been established that is so. So then you give it back. So that's how the Gemora analyzes, how Rabbah analyzes this issue. Now, what about Reb Zera? Who's reading next? Lou.
The Rebbe Zera Amar Lach. But Rebbe Zera would say to you, Mi katane. Does the Mishnah teach Kol ma'aseh beis din shenimtzeu beves din, any act of the court that was found in the court. No, it doesn't say that. Kol ma'aseh beis din yachazir katane. It says any act of the court, he should return it. U'olam deish tekach avarai. And in reality is referring only to cases where the document was found outside the courthouse, in a place where caravans are not common.
Oh. So even though caravans are not common in that place,
He should return it. That is, I don't get that at all.
he should return it. So therefore, the Mishnah is saying that he could return it in a place which doesn't have ready transportation. Oh, but the implication is that if there would be found in a place where there was transportation that was common and available, then you would not be able to return it.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
I get that.
Okay, so in other words, the only time that you can return it is because you don't have either one of these either one of these conditions. So says Reb Zera, and he's got a good point, Reb Zera, because look, it doesn't. It was a bit of a chiddush for Rabbah to say what he said. It doesn't say where it was found where the document was found. It just says what the document was that was found. And that's Reb Zera's point, and he would seem to be 100% right about that. Doesn't say it explicitly, so therefore we can assume, says Reb Zera, that we're talking about a case where it was not found in the court, because he agrees that the court would definitely be regarded as a place that the transportation is, so to speak, available, because people make it their business to get there in order to do their din Torah. In order if they got a case, they're going to be there. But in the absence of it being found there, we're saying that it was found outside. Avroi means outside the Beis Din, somewhere in the city, and in that case, we don't need to assume that it was dafka a place where the transportation was available. It doesn't say so. So therefore, that's what we'll say, says Reb Zera. That's the only case that you could return it. You don't have either condition. Okay. Lo'olim dishtakach avroi. And on that, we've got some Rashis. This Rashi, Lo'olam. Ula'olam kedekaima lan kishanimsa la'alter. Oh, 1 second. Did we skip over that? Let's do that one. I don't.
Let's see where it is in the Gemora.
Oh, that was even that was before. Yeah, that was before. We skipped by that one. We neglected to say it. It's a few lines above. It's a little bit, yeah. The Rashi's gears is a little bit different than the Gemora. Okay, but that's
so. Really, we established this because it sounded out that when it was found retroactively before.
Oh, la'alter means right away.
Right away, it was found right away. Yeah, that was the first case. The
Like we say, right? L'shana tova b'tuka la'alter.
Okay,
inscribed right away.
It was only if it was found right away. Established it was found right away, because if it wasn't, it would be puzzle. It wouldn't be good. It has to be found right away. Shema, lest there be enu shel zeh. It's not from this person. About the brisa, but the brisa leka, there isn't shinui to make a change. Haki here, the cave, and since the Tana Bechad, it's only one Tana that said this. Yachzir, that you should return it the Isha to the wife. Lay. Leploni, from Ploni, Bain, mean from Ploni, Bain Alta, whether it's immediately, Bain Lisman, Arucha, whether it's after a long amount of time. The low, there's a low dumya, it's not similar to a Mishnah. There, low Yachzir, you shouldn't return it. The Tana, it was taught Umedukia, and he made a diak, that you should Yachzir, you should return. Here, he says Tanu, give it, and Kavan, and since the low Tana, and this Tana doesn't say Yachzir, lo ho lay leploni. It's not going according to Ploni. That's a tough one to understand, and it's actually time. So we do have to do this to finish this up tomorrow to understand what's the difference in this case.
Okay.
Versus the non-immediate. Okay, take care.
So we're going to take care of this Rashi, not La'alter, but not Zaman Meruba either.
Okay, right. Okay.